Hi guys and gals, and welcome back to another Working Out Game video. Today's video is dedicated to Gretel's story and the spoilers that are tied to it. We're going to do a character breakdown on Gretel. This isn't a guide, these are just my thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. And before we jump into it, just know that there's a campaign event for, the broadcast that's going to occur on SINoALICE Global's YouTube account. And they're going to be hopefully providing us 350 Twilight Crystals based off of the interactions. Usually when they do a live event like this, most of the time we get free stuff, so I'm pretty down with it. But go ahead and check that out. That's occurring tomorrow. So if you go to menu, you go into museum, and within the museum you go into main story. Now just know, in order to unlock this part of the museum, Gretel's story specifically, you have to beat the chapters. So let's jump right into what is the whole hype between Gretel and her story, and why do people chitter chatter about her. Note that Gretel has like a smirk on her face, and the end line says, her mouth twisted into a broad smile. Now, isn't that just weird? That's so out of character for Gretel. She's not known to be maniacal like Red Riding Hood. She's acting kinda sus, if you know what I mean. And note that there's small golems here, huddled together as they watched a girl, a child really. Why is Gretel gonna kill these golems? She's going through Memory Road, on a moonlit road. She's going to the House of Sweets. The witch tried to fatten my brother and eat him. Now notice that nothing about Gretel herself is being talked about. And I pushed her into the oven. Obviously Gretel killed the witch, right? I watched from my cage. So I guess after she pushed, she went inside her cage to feel sort of secure somewhat. I was saved by myself. Alright, so I saved myself by killing this lady, right? And I was killed by myself. Alright, and this is going to the whole Gretel is slowly becoming crazier and crazier. You can see by the text, it's not getting any better as it flows on and on. I am me and I am not me. So this leads me to believe that Gretel has some sort of split personality, right? Just because she has no sense of self with that line. And then now we get to the part that everyone probably knows or either going to be spoiled on. I am Hansel, I am Gretel. The little golems pointed at themselves to be sure. They had a sense of self. Who are you? The girl answered the question with a name. My name is Hansel. And then with the ending line, they say, the golems ask, who are you? And their questions vanished. I am Hansel. That's right, my brother. Hansel. Then this head? Whose head is this? It's Gretel's. And pretty much, Hansel pretty much lost it. And what this leads me to believe is that either one, Gretel is still Gretel, and these golems tricked the crap out of Gretel into believing that, that is Hansel's head, or Gretel's head, so to speak. Because, the thing about Gretel is that, or Hansel, it's a character that's mentally delusional. That's their sin, right? It pretty much means that they can be any person that they want to be. I'm not sure if you guys seen the movies with I believe it was the latest Marvel movie where it's the man with 100 faces or something. Gretel sort of reminds me of that, where she has, or he or it has, multiple personalities put inside her or him, right? And it's just because of the fact that she can be tricked so easily and believed anything. And I love the interaction that he or she has with Sleeping Beauty, because Sleeping Beauty even sees a crying boy, and no matter how many times Beauty tried, she could not soothe the distraught sobbing child. So it's even remember in the past everyone thought Gretel was a girl, and all of a sudden now the characters believe Gretel or Hansel is a guy. This leads me to believe that either one, Hansel and Gretel are the same character through and through. They were never two people. They were just, this one person with a maniacal behavior, and they absorbed both personalities to cope with the fact that one, they either killed the witch, or one, they killed both the witch and the brother, and maybe they didn't mean to kill either or, and they're feeling a sense of regret. And pretty much what's happening is they're just having a mental breakdown constantly within their life because they have no sense of self. Their love wasn't the same, but the thing is like, your love for her was so strong, or him, that you don't even know who you are. Delusion was a daydream. So both delusion and sleeping, it's technically the same thing, because when you're sleeping, you're having illusions or delusions. And pretty much when you're having a delusion, you're sleeping while you're awake. You know what I mean? You're seeing things while you're awake. So the only difference between Sleeping Beauty and, you know, Hansel is the fact that one's awake while sleeping and the other is sleeping, seeing illusions, right? Sleeping Beauty has her own fantasy world. My sister's love was carnal, feral. She wanted to consume me. So Hansel's trying to defend, like, within his own mind that, you know, he essentially had to kill Gretel because Gretel was going to probably eat him. Maybe Gretel was the witch. You don't even know at this point because they're talking up so much confusion that essentially all you can say is the fact that, holy crap, you're crazy. Like, technically the witch never has a name, right? What if the witch's name was Gretel the entire time, and the two children that walked in, or the golems, were essentially just things that they made up into thinking that they have some sort of like mental like cage, so that they're like, I didn't kill anyone, it's this witch who is crazy. And pretty much like Sleeping Beauty's like slowly seeing that, man, this girl crazy, but at least she's keeping me safe and I get to sleep a lot. And I threw her to the oven, just like the witch. Honestly, at this point, I really do think that Hansel believes Gretel was a witch, or Gretel is the same character as the witch in some way. Crazy one fight so that I may sleep. Yeah, so pretty much Hansel / Gretel gets to sleep while awake. They get to see their delusions, they get to see all of the nightmares, and Sleeping Beauty gets to, you know, sleep and see her nightmares while she's sleeping. And then she's talking about how delicious her sister sounds. But remember that Hansel described her sister's love as carnal, feral even. So it's like they have the same personality in the sense that it sounds like Hansel wanted to eat Gretel, you know, literally as in like eat her like a fresh cut of steak, right? Hansel screamed in remembrance. And of course, you know, that woke up Sleeping Beauty. She's like, yo, I'm trying to sleep over here. What are you doing right now? And essentially, like, they both, like, Sleeping Beauty is like, oh my gosh, like, there's so much going on. Wouldn't, like, let her rest anymore. And she pretty much was like, yo, we need to, like, get our crap together before these, like, random, like, nightmares kill us. So, you know, they go on a killing spree, they tag team. And then, by the end of it, Hansel raged without relent, all while begging for forgiveness, all while screaming the name of the sister he murdered. Meantime, Sleeping Beauty pretty much just left, Hansel deluded, and Sleeping Beauty languorous. Neither would remember it as anything more than a fleeting encounter. Just so, remember that end line. So either, like, there's two things that we can do, like, moving on in the story, and I'm pretty sure the JP players already know because they get, you know, the fully translated story and whatnot because they're in future acts. But essentially, like, this whole thing that, like, Gretel / Hansel just went through, it could be completely ignored because neither will remember what happened, and both of them are technically always sleeping. Both of them are technically in a constant delusion, in a constant, like, you know, way of not really being awake. Like, look at it this way. Sleeping Beauty is never awake. She's always sleeping, and she doesn't really care about anything else. All she cares about is sleep. So for all we know, when she's waking up to see quote-unquote Hansel, it could just be like the fact that, oh, like, I guess this is just a crazy person, whatever. And then for, you know, Gretel herself or himself, he's just constantly, like, maybe he's living the daydream of thinking that he is, you know, Hansel, or she, you know what I mean? It's, like, so crazy just to talk about Gretel's character. But I think that's what makes it so interesting, is because Gretel is so crazy that you don't even know what's, like, right or wrong. And technically there's no right or wrong answer. It's just like, you can just keep going on and on and on and on and being like, Hansel's, you know, Gretel, Gretel is the witch, Hansel is the witch. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. This is just like one of those things where it's like, you know, note the end line right here. More than a fleeting encounter. This is a forgettable moment for the both of them. And pretty much we can choose whether to make a big deal out of it or not. But it really speaks volumes on, like, you know, like the craziness of everything, on how you can pretty much choose to make a big deal out of this or not. But in the end, I really do enjoy like Gretel's story, and I can't wait to see what, you know, occurs for him/her. Like, I want to see her interactions with, you know, pretty much every single character, and maybe the new characters Dorothy and Aladdin whenever they choose to appear. And what, you know, Gretel's story is like in real life, quote unquote. But before we end the video, I just have a couple of things to share. So right here, we have, or this is a website that was created to essentially hold like SINoALICE Story. And here is another website to hold the SINoALICE story. And if you ever want to like break down the characters, read the novels, read the mangas, I just wanted to leave these links out there in case you're interested in the lore. Because for the most part, you know, this is like absolutely amazing stuff. Thanks to Nash from the Fanmade Discord for providing these links. Obviously, this is all free information, so do with it what you will. I think the lore in SINoALICE is pretty nutty, and I kind of enjoy it, even though I try to be like a calm and collected person for the most part. Go ahead and check out Nash. She also has a YouTube. That's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and let me know how you feel about Gretel. Is it Gretel being crazy? Or is Gretel now going to be named Hansel?